Welcome back to the Think Strong Network. Today we're talking about maybe the biggest job on the planet, being a parent. We're going to explore the huge and often totally invisible impact you have on your kids and the blueprint you're creating for their entire lives.
So listen, if you're a parent and you really care about the kind of legacy you're building and you want to raise happy, healthy, successful human beings, this explainer is for you. We're going to break down some really core ideas to help you do just that.
All right, so let's just jump right in with a big question. We spend so much time thinking about what we should say to our kids, right? The lectures, the lessons. But what if the biggest lessons, the ones that really stick, are the ones you teach without saying a single word? Okay, first up, your child's first program. We're going to talk about how it all begins with what they call the blank slate.
So this idea, it's simple, but man, it's profound. A newborn child comes into the world with a mind that's like a blank tape, or a brand new empty hard drive. From moment one, that drive is recording everything. It's completely open, ready to be programmed by the world around it. And guess who the main programmer is early on? Yep, it's you.
Now, look at this timeline, because this is so important. It points to this super critical window between birth and about 8 years old. In this phase, kids are like sponges, But here's the kicker. They're sponges with no filter. They're not sitting there analyzing or judging. They're just absorbing everything, modeling your actions and your beliefs right into their subconscious. This is where the foundation of who they'll become gets built.
Okay, so how does all this programming actually work? Let's get into the nitty-gritty, the mind's hidden blueprint, and see how a child's mind is really wired.
This visual explains it perfectly. See, your conscious mind, our conscious mind, it's like a gatekeeper. Think about all the stuff you saw and heard today. 99% of it is just in one ear and out the other, right? It's gone. But some things, some really powerful things, they get a VIP pass straight past that gatekeeper and go right into the subconscious, the part that really runs the show.
So what gets that VIP pass? Well, it pretty much boils down to these three things: repetition, trauma, and emotion. Stuff that happens over and over and over again. Big, really impactful events. And anything that's packed with a ton of emotion. Those are the things that get written directly to the hard drive.
Here's a great way to think about it. Quick, what did you have for lunch 9 days ago? Yeah, me neither. No clue, right? Your conscious mind just tossed that info. But what about a time you felt pure joy? Or maybe a time you were really, really scared? I bet you remember that like it was yesterday. See? That's your subconscious hard drive at work. It holds on tight to the big stuff.
Okay, so I've got to ask you this. Think way back to when you were a kid. What had a bigger impact on you? Was it something your parents told you 1,000 times? Or was it one single powerful memory? Drop your answer in the comments. I'd really love to see what you all think about this.
All right, this is all great information, but what do we do with it? How do we put it into practice as parents? Well, that's what this next part is all about, the 4 core needs. It's a practical guide.
So here we have a super practical tool. It's a way of looking at 4 fundamental areas of your child's life. And the whole idea is that if we can consistently meet these needs, especially in those early years, we're basically setting them up on a path to become happy, one-adjusted adults.
Let's break them down real quick. Step 1, you've got the foundation, physical needs. We're talking the absolute basics: food, water, shelter, and also touch. Super, super important. Then, on top of that, you build the emotional needs, making them feel loved, understood, and totally secure. Next up, directional needs. This is where guidance comes in, discipline, learning empathy. And finally, at the top, creative needs, giving them the freedom to explore, to play, to imagine, and to choose.
And look what's at the very heart of this whole thing. Life is what you make of it. That's the ultimate goal, right? When we meet all these needs, we're doing more than just keeping our kids safe, we're empowering them. We're handing them the belief that they are in the driver's seat of their own lives.
Okay, real talk for a second. Another question for you. And let's be honest here. Looking at these 4 areas, physical, emotional, directional, and creative, which one feels like the biggest challenge for you as a parent right now? There's no wrong answer. We're all figuring this out. Let us know in the comments. It's amazing what we can all learn from each other's experiences.
All right, we're heading into our last section. And honestly, this might be the most important part of this whole conversation. We've talked about the kids' mind, we've talked about their needs, but now we're going to flip the script and talk about you.
This quote it hits the nail on the head. Silent parenting springs out of parents' way of being. The most powerful kind of parenting isn't about the lectures or the rules you stick on the fridge. It comes from something way deeper. It comes from who you are.
And there it is, the big secret, the main takeaway. It's not what you say, it's who you are. Your kids are watching you, always. They're not just listening to your advice, they are absorbing how you handle your own life. How you deal with a bad day, how you treat other people, that is the real curriculum they're learning every single day.
And I love this metaphor of a teeter-totter, because that's exactly what parenting feels like sometimes, right? You're just trying to stay balanced. And to give your child that stable, secure base to grow from, you have to find your own balance first. You have to be that emotionally and mentally healthy person for them.
And let's be real, life is constantly trying to knock us off balance. I mean, look at this list. From money stress and just being flat out exhausted, to anxiety and feeling totally overwhelmed, we all deal with this stuff. And just seeing it, just acknowledging it, that's a huge first step.
So here's what it all comes down to. Taking care of yourself isn't selfish. It's not some luxury you don't have time for. It is 100% a core part of being a good parent. Because how you find your own balance, how you get back up when life knocks you down, that is maybe the most powerful and lasting lesson you will ever teach your child.
And before we wrap up with one last thought, just a quick reminder that all the material and insights we've gone over today were created by the Educational Highway.
So let's end with this. After all the strategies, all the theories, all the techniques, what it all boils down to is this simple, profound truth. The most important part of parenting isn't what we know or what we do. It is simply the quality of our hearts. Thanks so much for watching.